welterweight, right? And I know you
Yeah.
said the first time, like adding on the weight and everything was a challenge. It's been like a year since then. How much more comfortable do you feel for a welterweight fight this time compared to last time?
Yeah, now I feel more comfortable, honestly. That the first camp so hard. I just try to gain weight, do a lot of lifting program, but this camp it's I stay in the same weight, I'm not like go down. Now I'm like real welterweight, and this camp I think is more easy. But I don't. It's not. You cannot say this easy, but because we're not lifting much.
Yeah, he seems to really like respect you and your greatness and everything that you've done, but he also says, like he wants to beat you in your own world on the ground, and he's going to bounce your head off the canvas and stop history from happening. What do you make of this?
Bro, I saw his couple interview. Honestly, he looks very bad in this interview. Better for him training more and do less interview. It's look like somebody in the house control him and tell him what to say in the interview. He look very bad in the interview, honestly.
Yeah. Do you think when fight week comes at the press conference, things like that, is he going to try to get under your skin?
Man, he tried to in the fight week. He always tried to be like bad guy, but he act like he bad guy.
No one has made it past this point, right? You and Anderson Silva, 16 straight wins. No fighter has ever done better.
Who's the number one right now? Anderson Silva or myself? Because I already like not beat, but
you're tied. Yeah. So you both have 16.
16.
So you will be the only person with 17 with this one.
Yeah. I have to.
Yeah.
I never like follow these numbers, but it's like cool, when you have longest win streak in UFC. It sounds good,
Yeah, and I know you did that interview the other day with the Game Set Paddle podcast, and you talked about it's sometimes difficult to keep your motivation right now, and you kind of have to look at things differently. How has that evolved over time? Like where do you find motivation now?
Man, the champion's life is different, man. Yeah. I don't want to lose this, The champion's life, it's not like many things changed, but it's good to be champion, good when you have 2 belts, and I want to be like champion, because it's hard, it's hard because every time you prepare yourself for the 5 rounds, you're training like hard, but when you become champion, it's something different. MMA about boxing, you go right way to stay like make good interview.
For sure. Okay, so where are these next few days? Like, when do you head to Philadelphia, and what are you doing for the final few days of hard training camp?
Sure, I will go to fishing next couple of days. Yes.
Is the hard work done?
No. Just I like to change the focus, go some days to somewhere. Last night we also in the beach, we try to catch shark, but shark it's not hungry last night.
Yeah, I saw you had dinner with, sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, Magomed Abdusalamov. Am I saying it right? Yeah, what was that like?
Yeah, he living here like last more than like 10 years, and I never been in his house. I invite him in my fight always, but first time we go to his house, he stay here with all his family, and they invite us to the khinkal, traditional Dagestan food.
It does not look like a fight once Islam Makhachev steps into the octagon. It's straight up the execution of a master plan. But as UFC 330 approaches and a towering Garry circles Makhachev like a predator, the stakes have shifted. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Eagle, has touched back down in camp to oversee every single round, every weight cut, and every strategic adjustment. It's the Dagestani mind trying to solve its most challenging puzzle yet. Facing the unique reach and movement of Garry, Khabib is breaking down every frame and pushing Makhachev to his absolute limits.
5 класса с тобой, брат.
Вот этот человек меня сегодня сдал.
Подожди, Маня. Мы с 5 класса с тобой вместе на парте сидели, все. Это он тебя, брат, загрузил. Я вообще не при делах, брат.
Хаба.
Важно только, чтобы ты вернулся поскорее в этот большой...
Хаба, я же к тебе утром зашел, тебя не было, брат.
Абубакар, это все разговоры, брат. Если бы он ничего не сказал бы, я даже не заметил бы, что тебя в строю нет. Потому что ты никакой заметный.
Зато такая польза, да, 2 раза. Я утром потренировался.
Ты вечером потренировался. Стоять! Стоять!
Khabib's primary blueprint for Islam Makhachev is simple on paper, but brutal in execution, smothering Garry's space before he can build rhythm. Khabib is micromanaging every single detail of Islam's wrestling approach, from masking level changes behind entry strikes to forcing grueling upper body clinch work where Garry's frame becomes a weakness. The tactical wrestling overhaul Khabib is running in camp to guarantee that Islam controls every second on the ground. If anyone doubts the evolution of Makhachev's striking abilities, his recent camp footage puts those doubts to rest immediately. Taking apart the heavy body shield with high-velocity kicks, Makhachev is working on generating maximum leverage and power using his southpaw stance. Against an opponent with Garry's range, weaponizing heavy body and roundhouse kicks is a calculated tactic to chop down the taller fighter's mobility, drain his gas tank, and force him to drop his hands. While most of the community associates Dagestani fighters strictly with endless wrestling, Makhachev's camp highlights a different layer of his preparation. Working inside the cage against fast-moving striking sticks, Islam is fine-tuning his head movement, guard placement, and counter rhythm under intense pressure. He isn't just looking to take the fight down, he is preparing to slip, counter, and outstrike anyone who comes at him.
We're obviously a couple weeks out from your title defense against Ian Machado Garry at Philly at UFC 330. How has camp been? How's preparation been? What do you make of Ian as an opponent?
Yeah, everything is going very well. We stay in the same gym. Like last couple of fights, we stay in New Jersey and training in Nick Cotton MMA. It's very nice gym. I have too many my brothers and friends and sparring partner with me. Almost all team is here. We're training together. Habib is here, Javier is here, you know, and we're training every day very hard to be ready.
And obviously Dagestan and Ireland have a bit of history with Habib and Conor, obviously Paul Hughes and Usman over in PFL. You're preparing for another Irishman yourself. What do you make of he as an opponent and kind of carrying on that rivalry between countries?
This is just like a regular opponent, nothing some between country, but still we have 2-0 now, it's going to be 3-0.
Has Ian any different than your past opponents? Because obviously he's very tall, he's very rangy, he can make the fight slow if he wants to. What do you make of his skill set?
His skills, I just have to run in this camp too much because I have to follow him because he runs too much, you know. I know his game plan, we always see his fight and he has same style always. But I will try to catch him, take him down, just what I did with my all opponents.
He's done a lot of his camp, obviously, with Charles Oliveira. He's trained with a lot. Is there anything Charles can tell him about you that you're worried about?
Yeah, Charles is gonna teach him how to tap fast. That's it.
Makhachev is taking the lead in his preparation by analyzing his opponent's elusive style, admitting he's had to ramp up his cardio just to track down a challenger who runs too much. But while Garry relies on perimeter movement, Islam's preparation is built on closing that distance with relentless forward pressure, giving him a mindset sharp enough to dismiss any advice from past rivals like Charles Oliveira with a cold reality check on how fast tap-outs happen under Dagestani control. Makhachev appears to be conditioning himself to hunt Garry down, cut off the cage, and finish the job.
Islam Makhachev said he's ready for Ian Garry, said he's going to have to chase him. Ian Garry runs the whole time. Is that true? Do you think of Garry that way? Do you think of Garry as a guy that runs the whole time? He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry, said we watch him all the time. If you're talking about Ian Garry does a good job of moving, yes, he moves the whole time. But they didn't say moving, they said running, which means he goes backwards. Running away from a fight. Guys that run away from fights are really hard to take down. So does Ian Garry back up? Is that something that Islam should really be worried about? Islam said if he backs up, he's going to chase him. Prepared to chase him all night. That surprises me. I've never watched Ian and thought he ran away. But it would be encouraging if he does, seeing Islam lose. Is Ian the guy? Well, if Ian is the guy, or whoever is the guy, question 1 is going to be, can you stop the takedown? And question 1B is going to be the cardio. Can you hold up? Ian Garry held up against Rakhmonov. Ian is going to back up, and Islam's way of dealing with that is not the standard way, which is cut him off. And if Ian does play that game of cat and mouse with that long reach that he has, is it enough to say that Ian's going to upset Islam? Boy, Islam's pretty special.
On the flip side, Chael Sonnen sees a different picture when he is analyzing Makhachev's claims that Ian Garry simply runs inside the octagon. Fighters who circle backward are actually notoriously difficult to take down. Any contender looking to dethrone Islam must clear 2 non-negotiable hurdles. 1, proving elite takedown defense, and 2nd, carrying 5 rounds of heavy cardio. If Garry can leverage his tall frame, stay elusive, and make Makhachev waste energy chasing him across the mat instead of cutting off the cage, the dynamic might just be the exact tactical formula needed to pull off the ultimate upset.
Because if you think about it, Islam, he fucking smothers everybody.
Yeah, he does.
And his striking is dangerous as fuck. Well, of course you know.
Yeah.
I've trained with him 100,000 times. But it's like that he's so fucking terrifying once he gets a hold of you. Like he submits everybody.
He's a whole lot better in the stand-up than people give him credit for.
Oh, he is?
His stand-up is actually really good.
He head kicked
now.
Volkanovski.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if Volkanovski took it on 11 days' notice. He still head kicked Volkanovski.
He's got a sneaky left head kick, high kick.
Bro,
it's nasty.
He fucks people up standing up, and that's part of the problem, is that like you get accustomed to thinking about this guy's
worried
a
about
grappler.
the takedown, exactly.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, bing.
Even Joe Rogan cannot deny summing up the precise evolution that made Makhachev who he is today. He has transcended the label of a pure grappler, developing a stand-up threat that commands respect. Beyond his suffocating wrestling, his striking carries real fight-ending power. Opponents no longer just worry about getting taken down, they are forced to guard against knockout power on the feet, leaving them paralyzed in 2 dimensions.
There's obviously a title fight in your division coming up in a couple of weeks. Islam Makhachev defending against Ian Machado Garry. I'm sure your eyes will be locked in on that fight after you do your thing on Saturday. What's your breakdown? What's the Uros Medic breakdown of the title fight at UFC 330?
I think Islam Makhachev will finish Ian Garry in less than 3 rounds. It'll be interesting to watch for sure. Ian is lanky, and he's the type of fighter that runs and tries to score points and then gets a split decision somehow. Obviously, he's been very vocal lately about women running the world, and I just had a message for him that just because his woman is running his world, it doesn't mean that women should run all the world, because men built the world. They gave the rights to women, and they maintain the safety and freedom to everybody. So if he wants to have his world ran by women, I have no problem with that. Just don't try to impose none of that bullshit on me.
That same sense of danger echoed all across the UFC, with welterweight fighter Uros Medic predicting Makhachev to finish Garry inside of 3 rounds. Garry's usual strategy of circling away and picking points simply won't survive once Islam corners him and drags him down. In medics' eyes, Garry is getting way too caught up in saying strange things for headlines, and that lack of focus is going to cost him big the moment he steps into the cage with Makhachev. Even UFC legend Georges St. Pierre acknowledges the razor-thin margin for error when facing Islam Makhachev. While the betting odds rationally favor Makhachev, Garry still holds a legitimate chance if he can keep the fight standing and exploit his length. However, forcing Islam into a pure striking match is a monumental task, as he can be an absolute nightmare for anyone making that attempt. In GSP's eyes, while Garry possesses the striking and grappling tools to compete, Makhachev's stylistic versatility simply makes him the ultimate puzzle to solve. Kenny Florian chooses to zero in on Garry's massive frame when talking about this matchup. He snaps a stiff jab, pumps straight kicks down the center, and keeps high kicks in reserve, making him a nightmare to approach. For Makhachev, bridging that gap and suffocating Garry's space is the entire game. Nobody expects to just walk over him in round 1. Instead, it'll be a slow battle where Makhachev has to systematically break Garry down and wait for frustration and exhaustion to open up an opportunity for submission. MMA journalist James Lynch brings another grounded perspective to the table, casting serious doubt on the likelihood of an early stoppage. Garry is effectively the largest opponent Islam Makhachev has ever encountered in his career. Because of that massive height and reach differential, Lynch predicts a drawn-out tactical chess match rather than a quick finish, as many other analysts have, noting that Garry's sheer size will take significant time for Makhachev to solve and work around. Former UFC double champion Daniel Cormier sees a psychological chess match playing out before the fight even starts. Garry's recent insistence on securing a finish in a specific round, Makhachev having cleverer motives behind calling Garry a runner. To DC, Makhachev isn't just throwing random trash talk, he's deliberately poking at Garry's ego. By baiting the Irishman to prove he isn't running, Makhachev is trying to goad him into standing his ground and engaging in a brawl, exactly the kind of fight that plays directly into the champion's hand. As the weeks in camp wind down and fight night approaches, the grind inside Team Khabib reaches its boiling point. From grueling wrestling rounds that test the limits of human endurance to precision striking drills designed to close the distance against longer range, every repetition has been drilled with intent. Islam Makhachev is preparing to execute the Dagestani blueprint under the highest stakes possible, sharpening his defense, honing his pressure, and leaving zero room for error when that octagon door locks. Can Ian Garry leverage his reach and movement to pull off the ultimate upset, or will Islam Makhachev prove once again why he sits atop the pound-for-pound mountain? Drop your predictions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our full fight week coverage. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.